Welcome to Module 8, the proof, the conclusion, the call to action. In this video, we will review the empirical proof of the Hare-Hale root cause theory and discuss the moral imperative for policy action. Our learning objectives for this module include walking through the 5-step empirical proof, understanding how observed data supports the Hare-Hale theory, connecting these findings to moral urgency, articulating the specific policy recommendation, and committing to action. The Albuquerque effect size models provide an empirical proof of the Hare-Hale root cause theory, proceeding through 5 logical steps. Importantly, each step is grounded in observed data, not assumption, projection, or opinion. Step 1 is the observed fact, an effect size of -0.71 sigma for Albuquerque grade 4, reading between 2009 and 2024. This is a non-debatable empirical measurement calculated from NAEP TUDA data. Step 2 is the logical consequence. Negative growth does not maintain the current gap. It actively increases it. Every 2-year NAEP cycle at -0.71, sigma makes the gap 0.71 standard deviation units larger than it was. Step 3 presents the mathematical proof. The goal of proficiency is equivalent to 27.84 sigma. At the Hare-Hale threshold of 0.025 sigma growth, it would take 1,120 school years to close the gap. However, at the actual growth rate of -0.71 sigma, the gap is growing, not shrinking, resulting in an impossible timeline. Step 4 is the counterfactual proof. Under every positive growth scenario, the timeline collapses from impossibility to defined policy targets, ranging from 112 years at 0.25 sigma to 14 years at 2.00 sigma. The critical variable is the growth rate, not the size of the initial gap. Step 5, the cross-subgroup proof, highlights that English learners with positive growth of +0.12 sigma have a feasible timeline, while the overall student population has an impossible one due to negative growth. The direction of growth determines the timeline, not the gap alone. To summarize the 5-step proof, low growth, specifically below 0.025 sigma, is the root cause of persistent reading underperformance. The progression moves from observed fact to logical consequence, mathematical proof, counterfactual proof, and cross-subgroup proof. The Hare-Hale temporal scale serves as a moral instrument, not just a mathematical tool. By converting educational effect sizes into human timelines, years, generations, and centuries, it forces us to confront the real-world implications of the data. The current growth rates project reaching proficiency in the year 3146, 1,120 school years from today. For context, 1,120 years ago was the year 906 AD, before major historical developments. This illustrates the immense distance between today's students and proficiency at current growth rates. The policy recommendation is clear. Every state education agency should adopt the Hare-Hale threshold, which is 0.025 sigma per NAEP cycle, as the statutory minimum growth standard for grade 4 reading. This includes providing intervention for schools below the floor, allocating proportionate resources, and setting a target standard of 0.5 sigma per NAEP cycle. The solution is as precise as the diagnosis. Establish, enforce, and resource minimum growth standards, specifically floors, not just aspirations. We must remember that when the floor is missing, there is no limit to how far a generation can fall. What is your role? Educators must implement evidence-based structured literacy. Administrators should monitor growth rates, not just proficiency rates. Policymakers must legislate minimum growth standards, and researchers should apply this framework to their state's data. Parents should demand growth accountability. Thank you for exploring the Hare-Hale theory, how low growth drives low literacy. The challenge is immense, but the path to action is defined by setting minimum growth standards.